Hello everyone, so this is Teacher Wayne. I just want to do a bit of a troubleshooting from the previous video that I made. Let me just recap what I had. One obvious one, if I press play, and I'll go through them all. There we are. I've gone into scene view. Can you see the player capsule just moves randomly, and it's like weird stuff. That's an easy fix. So I'll press stop and I'll show you how I fix that. So if you go to the player, can you see the rotation here? Let's zoom in. Oh, I can't. I'll do it this way. Excuse me, wrong one. Can you see the rotation of the player is not quite 0, 0, 0 because it's not that. It's actually moving on the slope. So all we have to fix it is set that to 0, that to 0, that's 0. It just straightens it up. Press play, and as you can see, I am not moving. That's one fix. So just to recap, it's to set the rotation to 0, 0, 0. Somehow when I was setting it up, I didn't have it as 0, 0, 0. Quite an easy fix. Next one, the zombies' erratic behaviour. That's a multi-part fix. First of all, if you look at the code for the zombie, let's go through the code for the zombie because most of it's in here. Let me go through the various bits and pieces. Can you see here we've got the word idle, idle, and I've put let's be idle. I've added these two sections here to stop it walking, to turn off the walking animation when we're idle. I've put a capital I there. The reason I've done that is because if I open up the animator here, can you see that is a capital I? And if we're looking for the walk, moving from the walk state to the zombie state, idle, capital I, needs to be set to, it was set to lowercase I. It would never go idle, which is one issue. So I made it go capital I there, and capital I there. So I've got the walk, attack, and idle animation. For the idle animation, I also added these two to stop it walking, because it was simultaneously walking and attacking. That's another little issue I found as well. So its behaviour was acting a little bit erratically. Now that's part of the problem is there, these three. So recapping, setting idle from lowercase I to uppercase I, and adding those two lines there for the let's be idle one. Next step is up here. First of all, when it's idle, we want it to stop moving, because another bug I found was it was going into idle mode, but then it was still sliding along towards the player because it had not reset the path from the walk animation. So it would still keep moving to it. So what we do is we do this reset path and it stops it moving. Can't see the player because it's beyond 20 meters or 20 game units. And then it just does, we need to reset the path. That's quite an easy one. So I added that line there. Another one is that exact same line there is set for the attack animation, so that when it's attacking, it makes sure it stops it dead. It sort of backs up this one. That was already there. We've added that one as well. Stops it moving. This distance here, you can adjust it. Sometimes you might find it. You might want to change that to 2, for example, or you might want to make it 4, depending on the type of game you've made. Sometimes you don't want a zombie attacking through walls. You might want to reduce that to 2, because he might just be able to attack you through a wall. It depends how you want to make your game. It's your choice, that one. And obviously this one is 20 meters away. You might want to change that one here. If you're increasing that one, you automatically have to increase that one. That's the distance that it will chase up to. It will chase, if it's less than 20 it will chase, more than 20 it won't, but if you change it to 30 it could 30, and that's the 45-degree angle as well. You might want to change that, make it more perceptive or less perceptive. That's about it. I've put in, I'm just going through, yes, I've reset the path for the attack. I've stopped it rotating, yes. I mean, yes, it rotates to face the player. That's about it, really simple little basic. Oh, one last thing, and I'm not sure how relevant it is. See the exit time here. I have been playing, turning this on and off. Now, you might want to play with the settings of this, because this changes when the animation is complete. What happens when the animation is complete? Officially, the answer is says when the exit time is ticked, the animation is completed, and the next animation is played. So it makes the animation a bit snappier. I've turned it off to see what difference it makes. So I've been turning these values on and off. See, I've just been playing, I'm experimenting. You might want to experiment with turning this on and off yourself to see what effect it has. I've been looking at it here, and I've turned it off because I think it looks a bit crisper with it off than it does on. But this one is another subject to change. One final thing I did is I had that ticked initially. Now what I do is, because this is all done by code now here, these set the variables, you don't want to manually override it by ticking here, because anything you do here will override what we have here, because you could have a state where it's simultaneously idle and walking, and you get this funny arms going up and down business. I've noticed that, so it's best to tick them all off. Just another little minor little change, little bugs and little things that you need to figure out. So anyway, this is my bug, how to fix some basic bugs in Unity and the animation. I think it's quite important to cover this as a separate video. Anyway, thank you very much. This is Teacher Wayne signing